Greetings, Star Citizen. Crash Potato here, and today is an extremely special video. At least for me, it's an extremely special video. So over the weekend, our channel got to 100 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. I know to a lot of people it doesn't seem like a lot, it doesn't seem like a massive milestone, but to me it is an absolutely massive milestone. And truly, as cheesy as it may sound, I couldn't have done it without such an amazing and supportive community, such as the Star Citizen community. So, as my way of saying thank you, I decided I wanted to give back to the community for being so awesome. And originally, I was planning on giving away a ship, so I held a voting poll on the forums for people to vote what ship should I give away that's under $50, and everybody voted the Avenger Titan. Well, not everybody, but the Avenger Titan got the majority of votes, which isn't a surprise. However, during the end of the poll, I sort of realized it's a little bit biased because only people that have the game could actually make that vote, and there might be some people that want to get into the game but you can't afford the game. So I decided instead I would do a $50 gift card giveaway, and that way you can redeem that as store credits and you can then buy whatever you want. So if you're already a backer, you can put it towards a better ship, you can buy a new ship with it, you can put it towards EUC, you can put it towards whatever you want to. And obviously if you don't have the game, then you can use it to get a ship package, a starter package, which will include a ship and the game itself, and that will give you access to the alpha testing as well, of course. So I felt that was the fairest way of doing it. I felt that was the fairest way of giving back, because obviously, like I said, my voting polls was very biased towards people that already have the game, because only people that back the game could actually vote on that. So yeah, it was a bit of a silly idea, but it still gave a little bit of insight. So what I would like to do is, since I'm giving away a $50 Star Citizen gift card, I thought for the rest of this video I would just sort of briefly touch on what ships are available for $50. So the very obvious starting point for getting into Star Citizen would be either the Mustang Alpha starter package or the Aurora MR starter package. So you might be wondering, what is a starter package? A starter package is essentially a ship with Squadron 42 included. Sorry, not a Squadron 42, it's got Star Citizen included, and then you can put a little bit extra, I believe it's $15 extra to get Squadron 42 as well. So as some new backers might be a little confused what that actually means. So obviously you can get a ship standalone, but if you buy a standalone ship, you do not get the game with it. You don't get either the multiplayer or the single player game with that standalone ship. You just get a ship and you would not be able to play the game. It would be pointless if you didn't have a package. So the very starting point is to at least get either a Mustang Alpha or an Aurora MR, and that is down to personal preference. I would personally recommend the Mustang Alpha because it is a slightly better ship than the Aurora MR, and it is slightly more expensive ship than the Aurora MR, but both packages are exactly the same price. So with the Mustang Alpha you are getting a little bit more money, a little bit more bang for your buck. However, the Aurora is a little bit more versatile than the Mustang, so it's really down to personal preference. But like I say, I personally would go with the Mustang starter package if you're an absolute new backer. So moving off from the starter package, obviously you might already have a starter package, so you don't necessarily need to get a starter package. You might look at getting a standalone ship with your money instead. So looking at what you can get for $50 as a standalone ship, again assuming you've already got a package, otherwise you're not going to be able to fly it. So tied for the two cheapest ships that you can buy, coming in at $20, is the Aurora ES and the P-52 Merlin. So the Aurora ES is the bare bones, probably the worst ship you can get. Obviously some people are gonna find it appealing, but it really doesn't have much going for it. It's extremely slow, it's extremely vulnerable, it's extremely weak, but obviously it's a $20 ship, so it is to be expected. I'm not sure why you would buy it, because obviously as in the starter pack you get the Aurora MR or the Mustang Alpha, so why you would downgrade to an Aurora ES, I have no idea. But yeah, I believe the Aurora ES is the exploring variant, but again, it's not really the best explorer. You'd be much better off with just the standard Aurora MR or the Mustang Alpha. And the P-52 Merlin is a snub fighter, and again, for $20 I wouldn't recommend buying it because it does not have a jump drive, and any ship that's going to make use of the snub fighter, such as the Constellation, will come with one equipped anyway, so there really isn't much point to buying it. You're not going to be able to take it anywhere, you're not going to be able to jump to different systems with it, it's going to be locked into one station. So at $25 for standalone you can get the Aurora MR, which is the ship that comes in the starter package. So again, I'm not sure why you would buy it as a standalone when you can get it in the starter package, but maybe you just want to get a ship and maybe you want to wait until the game comes out to see if it, you know, you can get a standalone separate for cheaper or whatever. But or maybe you've already got a package and you just want to buy an Aurora MR just to experience the feeling of having such a cheap ship, who knows. So like I said when I was explaining the starter package, the next one up is the Mustang Alpha, which is $5 more, coming in at $30, and this is where you start to get into some decent ships. So the Mustang Alpha, in my opinion, is the first semi-decent ship. It's the first ship that's capable of actually doing stuff and actually getting out and killing stuff, and just, it's like I said, it's just the first decent ship. And next, $35 is the Aurora LN. Now the Aurora LN is very underrated because a lot of people just assume it's the same as the Aurora. It's no different, it's an Aurora still, and you know, it's got no firepower. But that is absolutely wrong. The Aurora LN is absolutely packed with missiles, it's packed with guns. It's still slow and it's still fairly vulnerable, but it is quite the deadly ship when it comes to firepower, especially for its size, especially for its price range, and people really don't expect it. I've flown the Aurora LN in Arena Commander, into sort of Battle Royale, which is PvP sort of electronic access, and people just don't expect an Aurora to have a bite. They don't expect you to be an Aurora LN. They sort of see you and they just think you're not a threat, you're not really worth killing, because you're not going to be worth much points, you're just an Aurora, so why would you kill her? But yeah, like I say, it does pack a punch, it can get some decent kills, it can devastate people, especially if they underestimate it and they just see it as an Aurora and they don't see it as a threat. It will destroy you. So next up we have another Mustang for $40, and this is the Mustang Beta variant, which is an exploring variant. So if you're into exploring, this is probably, I mean, other than the Aurora, but I sort of disregard the Aurora, this is probably the first decent exploring ship you can get. It's the smallest exploring ship you can get, and truth be told, I would think this is probably one of the best small exploring ships. I would go with this over the 315P because it has a massive open cockpit where you can just see everything, and to me that makes it a very good exploring ship, because what I look for in an exploring ship is very good visibility. I want to be able to see all these beautiful systems and see all these beautiful things that I'm exploring. I don't want to just go to them and document them, I want to experience them. And with a Mustang Beta, you would be able to experience them because you've got absolutely no obstructions on the cockpit. You've got a little bit on the bottom where the actual ship components are, but as far as, you know, forward, up, left and right, you've got absolutely nothing obstructing your view. It's a completely clear cockpit, which to me makes it extremely good. And going up another $5 again, we have the Aurora CL. So you see it sort of jumps between Aurora Mustang. And the Aurora CL is the cargo variant. This is the very smallest cargo ship you can get. I wouldn't necessarily consider it a good cargo ship, but if you want the absolute cheapest cargo ship for $45, the Aurora CL is gonna do the job. Obviously, it still suffers the same problems every other Aurora has, which everyone will mention, and that is that it's extremely slow, extremely vulnerable, and extremely underpowered. And the last ship you can get for under $50, which is by far the crowd favorite, is the Avenger Titan. The Avenger Titan is extremely cheap, and I would consider it way too cheap for how good it is. I would put it more expensive. I would put it in the $60, maybe even more than $60, because it is just extremely versatile for $50. And it's my reasoning for disliking all the other under $50 ships, because it just gets trumped by the Avenger Titan so much. Because for the Avenger Titan, you have good cargo, you have good fighting capabilities, you've got decent exploring capabilities, because as I said, you've got a bed, and the bed is going to allow you to, you know, stay out in space longer. It's going to be able to allow you to save out in space, so that will come in handy for exploring. And yeah, it's just a really versatile ship. You can do pretty much anything with it. You can bounty hunt, you can dogfight, you can cargo, you could probably explore, and mining you probably won't be able to do unless we get some sort of mining module for it. But yeah, it's absolute bang for your buck. So if you already have a package and you're looking for a ship to spend this $50 gift card on, I would put it on the Avenger, just because you're going to get the most for your buck, you're going to get the most for your $50. Or of course, because it comes as store credit, you could put it towards something more expensive. So you could buy a $100 ship and you would only have to pay $50, etc. So it really is up to you, and I think that's why I decided to settle on the gift card option instead of going for a fixed ship, because that way everyone's got what they want. No matter what you want, you've got something helping towards it. So if you want a more expensive ship, then this just sort of helps you get closer to that more expensive ship. And if you want to get into the game, you've got enough money to get into the game. And if you want an Aurora, an Avenger Titan, then you've got the capability for that. So for the rest of this video, I'm just going to carry on with the gameplay in the background, which is some gameplay from Co-op Vandal Swarm using the Vanguard Warden. And I'm just going to let this play till the end of the match for anyone that's curious on whatever. Curious on how well I did or whatever. I'm just going to let it play just because it's there, and some people might enjoy just watching me fight. Laters taters.
Contact. Elite units en route.
Begin scan. Contact. Contact. Overhead shield under fire. Shields recharging. Kill. Shields recharging. Flare drop. Shields recharging. Proximity alert. Shields recharging. Kill. Shields up.
Elite units eliminated. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Begin scan. Contact. Proximity alert overhead. Kill. Flare drop. Port shield under fire. Flare drop. Shields recharging. Impact. Shields recharging. Flare drop. Shields recharging. Kill.
Zero hostile contacts remaining. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Begin scan. Begin scan. Contact. Contact. Flare drop. Flare drop. Kill. Flare drop. Rear shield under fire. Shields recharging. Flare low. Flare drop. Kill. Shields recharging. Kill. Kill. Shield
Zero
up.
hostile contacts remaining. Contact. Elite units en route.
Begin scan. Contact. Kill. Kill. Flare drop. Shields recharging. Flare dry. Missile lock. Missile lock. Shield up. Proximity alert. Deck. Shields recharging. Shields up. Missile lock. Kill.
Elite units eliminated. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Impact. Begin scan. Contact. Begin scan. Proximity alert overhead. Flare drop. Kill. Proximity alert port. Flare drop. Deck shield under fire. Shields recharging. Kill. Shields recharging. Flare drop. Proximity alert port. Proximity up.
Stand by for reintegration.
Danger. System overheating. Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green. Begin scan. Contact.
Zero hostile contacts remaining. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Begin scan. Contact. Kill. Impact. Kill. Rear shield under fire. Deck shield under fire. Shields recharging. Kill. Flare drop. Shields recharging. Flare drop. Kill. Flare drop. Shields recharging. Flare drop. Shields recharging. Kill. Flare drop. Weapon system. Kill.
Zero hostile contacts remaining. Contact. Elite units en route.
Shield up. Missile lock. Proximity alert overhead. Missile lock. Missile lock. Proximity alert port. Missiles dry. Kill.
You are approaching simulation boundary.
Head shield under fire. Shields recharging. Impact. Shields recharging. Deck shield under fire. Proximity alert overhead. Kill. Head shield under fire. Shields recharging. Shields recharging. Flare drop. Shields recharging. Impact. Flare drop. Flare low. Flare drop. Overhead shield under fire. Kill. Shields recharging.
Warning. You are approaching simulation boundary. Warning. You are approaching simulation boundary. Elite units eliminated.
Begin scan.